Hello and welcome back for my need of a level up tournament. As you can see, if you've watched any of my leveling up videos, I save all my trainers and characters and I eventually clog up my roster and also my houses and my training grounds, so I can't do nothing and everything's full and I just need a level up tournament. So please, give me a level up tournament. Moving on from our desperate attempt to clear out house, we just got the exact same team we've used throughout this Act 2 here and of course Act 1. Andrea is leader and then we just got the rest of the guys in there. Now as you can see, straight up they just hit me heavy handed with the zombies and they got really close to me really quickly. It's like I'd not only just got into the fight and next minute I've got about 6 zombies surrounding me. Because I used my get out of jail free card zombie proofed blooded shirts to get me out of that little mess there. Now I usually find if on the first wave you're getting hit very heavy and sort of like hoarded very quickly with them being on you, and as you can see there was about 6 or 5 of them that were right up there and I wasn't going to make the headshots to get rid of them. So that's when you use your battle items, because you don't want to be losing players in the first wave, because if you are losing players in the first wave you're going to struggle the rest of the waves. And also if you're losing players in the first wave and then have to use smelling salts and things like that to bring them back, you might need them later on. So I tend to not use blooded shirts and things like that and sharpshooters just to get me out of that little mess and then save me smelling salts and things like that for the later stage, just in case I get in a bit of trouble. But it's a really funny thing, as you notice here, they've sort of like leveled out. I was on that first stage, they were on me really quickly. The barrier obviously didn't help, but then the next few stages they've sort of same amount of zombies, just not as close to me as very quickly, and it's like my team took a while to warm up to the headshots. It's always a bit weird like that. Usually if you can get through the struggle of that first wave, it sort of calms down the next few waves and maybe picks up on the last wave. But we're getting through this fairly easy. As you can see, I'm just using Sophia's Rush to get the plus 30 crit, just because of that first wave there when they were on me very quickly. And we're up to the 6th stage now, so I am going to need her rush. So just for this one, this is a people stage, so I have changed up my team. As you saw the previous video of the people stage in Act 1, I actually took in my zombie team and it wasn't the best. It was a struggle and it was probably painful to watch. I was biting fingers and being a bit stupid with it. And I did lose a fair few players. So for this one I changed it up. My leader of course is Doc Stevens now, that gives the plus 15 HP and things like that as a leader. And also a bit of defense in there. I kept the same team grade, even though I've changed it up. I'm the same team grade. Of course I've got Shane as the ally there. I've brought in 3 healers. Now the reason for bringing in 3 healers is just purely because I have such low health in these players, especially Lee. He's level 1, no, tier 1, level 5, so he's got very low health, and so I'm just hoping that the 3 healers going off at different intervals will be enough to minimise the amount of replenishers I have to use. I'm going to try not to use my replenishers and just focus on my healers, but if I do have to use them, I have to use them. Now what I'm doing with my, of course, the tier and nerf gas is I'm hitting the 2 outsides, and that's basically what I do for everything when I'm versing people, and that's purely because you're getting if you hit the middle one with them too, it's sort of a waste of time, and I like to spread my tier and nerf gas over the 5 waves. So if I'm hitting the 2 outsides, I'm getting 4 of the 5 plays every time with the minus attack, minus defense, and I can do that for the 5 waves, and that just limits the amount of damage they can do to me, and also the quicker I can kill them, which is really important, especially when your players have low health and low attack, which these guys do here. So I'm just doing that, and then I'm using my traits. I'm making sure I'm using those trait bonuses to get rid of the players I can as quick as possible, so that's 1 less person hitting me. And it's actually working out fairly well here. We're up to stage 3 now. As you will probably tell from the longer videos, it's with the lower grade team, the B+ here. The fights become longer rather than quicker, which isn't always a bad thing. I do get through them. It's just a bit more of a struggle than with the higher grade team. But hey, a struggle makes it all that bit more exciting. So now we're just onto the 4th wave here, just keeping up the same strategic methods we've been using out through the rest of the stages, sorry. And as you can see, we're just trying to hit those trait bonuses and get rid of these players. So we just got rid of the middle one fairly quickly and then just hitting the outside ones who I've used the tier and nerf gas on. So we should get through this wave without loss of life, I hope. Them 3 healers there are actually working out fairly well. They're going off at different intervals. At times I don't need to use them. I'm just making sure I'm keeping my team's health topped up so that if these guys do a big rush or a big hit, that they're not killing them. And I don't think I've used any replenishers, which was the mission, but the point of having 3 healers is basically just to make sure that you can keep topping up your team's health when they're low on that health, and they all go off at different intervals and you don't have to use them all at once, or you know, you can sort of save them, use one and then let the other ones rush build up and then use that one and then let the other one, and it's just good like that. So that's why I use them. It's definitely, I reckon, a good method if you can bring in 3 healers, or 2, even 2 will be a nice little addition. One's always nice, but the more you can bring in, the more backup you have in case something goes wrong, which is not what happened here. Oh, Michonne, I love that attack. And that is that stage done. Bye.